leads us into what we expect from Memphis this upcoming season. They finished second in the West a season ago. They're going to have some injury issues at the start of this year with Jaren Jackson Jr., and they've had injuries in the past at that guard play, Dylan Brooks and John Morant. So, Christian, the question is posed to you. What does Memphis, what does this regular season look like, and what are expectations for the Grizzlies?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a little bit of a drop-off for the Grizzlies. It's a year where teams have been able to maybe figure them out a little bit, so we might see them struggle just a little bit. Not saying it's going to be a huge thing, but it's not going to be as easy as it was for them. And of course, we've mentioned before that teams that were below them gotten better just because they've gotten healthier. So, teams are getting healthy. They're already struggling with injuries. They might catch a few L's towards the beginning of the year. So I kind of see them hovering around maybe like that 5th seed. I feel like that's fair. 5th, 6th, depending on how their injuries are, maybe even dropping into the play-in. But I think they definitely are a playoff team, just because of what they did last year and the coaching staff that they have and culture that they have. I think they're just going to be a tough team, and they're going to be a tough team to play in the playoffs. I would not want to necessarily see them.
No, and for whatever reason, every time you think of Memphis in the playoffs, it's always just gritty basketball. Yeah. You never want to have Memphis in a matchup. But yeah, I had them around that 5th spot as well. The name of the game in the NBA is health. That feels like more than half the battle. Oftentimes an NBA champion is crowned because their team just stayed healthy and the teams around them did not. And so that plays a huge role into it. And I'm not saying that Memphis is going to be injured until the playoffs, but if you start the playoffs as a 5 seed, that makes your life a whole lot harder than if you start as a 2 or a 3 seed. Mm-hmm. And so I like Memphis as a 5 seed, but I do see them as a competitor to win the West. I don't say that in a sense where they don't have a chance. It just means that they're going to have to now deal with new challengers in the Clippers. I think the Lakers are going to find their way into that mix, and then everyone else around them, right? Denver, Phoenix,
Minnesota,
New Orleans. Yeah, it's like pick your poison. None of those teams you want to play against in the playoffs, and all of those teams, unless something happens, are going to be there, and they're going to be a pain in the rear. Which, as an NBA fan, how awesome does that sound? On paper right now, I'm like, oh my gosh, this sounds so friggin' good. But knowing the NBA, like, come December, there's going to be 4 good teams and everyone else is just going to absolutely reek. Hey, great job. You made it to the end of the video. We thank you so much for watching us here on the Small Ball Podcast. We're the only channel covering small to mid-market teams. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Find us on Instagram at Small Ball Podcast. Thanks so much, guys.